2022 sounds like a futuristic time, but we're living in it, guys. We didn't think it was going to be like this. I thought there was going to be hovercrafts because Back to the Future said so, but time travel can get messy. Hey guys, welcome back to Canada Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing the new Netflix film, The Adam Project. Shout out to Netflix for giving me the opportunity to watch this ahead of time to review this for you guys for opening weekend, which is this Friday. Now, The Adam Project is directed by Levy, stars Ryan Reynolds, Jennifer Garner, Zoe Saldana, and Mark Ruffalo. There's a bit of a 13 going on 30 reunion going on here, and I love it so much. And we welcome newcomer Walker Scobell, who knocked it out of the park in this movie. So Netflix gave us a sci-fi action adventure with so much heart, and this movie is really for the whole family. It has to do with time travel, which can get a bit messy, but it doesn't matter because you have this great cast with such a beautiful story. And without spoiling, I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it, why it made me cry, and how important this is for 3 generations of men coming together and trying to understand who they are and what makes them function as a man first as an individual, and then how that kind of is projected to their sons. So I think that it was really interesting to see this dynamic. We meet Adam as he's flying through the galaxy. He's a pilot and he is in the future. So by accident, he crash lands in 2022, which is now. 2022 sounds like a futuristic time, but we're living in it, guys. We didn't think it was going to be like this. I thought there was going to be hovercrafts because Back to the Future said so, but time travel can get messy. So older Adam, which is Ryan Reynolds, crash lands in 2022. He meets his 12-year-old self, played by Walker Scobell. And honestly, I say this all the time, even though Ryan Reynolds has that Wade Wilson charm, that Wade Wilson mouth, if you want to say it, he really brought that to this character of Adam. But what was so impressive was the fact that Walker also mimicked Ryan with the smart mouth. It was funny. There was a quick wit. It kept going. They kept going back and forth with each other because technically both Adams know each other through and through. And older Adam knows his younger self, even though he's been trying to get away from that younger self because of all the pain that he suffered through in his childhood. So it was a really interesting way to show the time travel, to show the future and the technology that we could see. And I really do think that this is one of the best Netflix movies that I've seen, and I really enjoyed this. It is so heartfelt. Adam did lose his father at a very young age, and we kind of see how he grows up into a completely different person. He was bullied at a young age. I think so many of us would want to go back and talk to our younger selves, especially if you went through a difficult time as a child. I think that you would want to tell them that it's going to be okay, or to change certain things in order to grow. But as we know, the time travel rule, you can't really meddle with time, especially if you find your younger self or older self. So I think they tackled it quite well. I love what Shawn Levy did with the dynamic between Walker and Ryan, between Walker, Ryan, and Mark Ruffalo. I think the 3 of them together in the second half of this film kind of made it a bit stronger and brought it all together emotionally. And I thought that the action scenes were really cool. Again, some futuristic sci-fi action scenes, pretty basic, but I still really liked what they did with the weaponry. I liked that the special effects were pretty good. They did have a deep fake at one point with Catherine Keener in the villain role, which was always awesome to see a female villain. So I think that the deep fake, it didn't work for me. And then the ending was a bit too simple in regards to how it ends to kind of save the future. Again, I'm doing this without spoiling, and it's really hard because of the time travel storyline. But I think that even though the story's quite simple on the surface in regards to these characters and not because of the time travel, if you start getting into the logistics of time travel, it's always difficult to understand the future self and then your past self, and trying to not make things happen or go bad, or to change the future in the present and all of that. Like, it's just really hard to understand it. But if you just take it as like, oh, okay, it's time travel, whatever they say goes. There's no real concrete thing for time travel, but what is so important in this film is the love of family. It's the love that your son feels for their father and the same love that the father feels for their son, no matter what age, no matter how hard it is to watch them grow up, to not be there for them when you should have been because work got too much and you kind of lose yourself in trying to do other things. It's just a really strong family movie. I really loved Ryan Reynolds in this. No matter what lines he says and how sarcastic they are, they will always remind me of Wade Wilson. But this, I feel, was an experience for him. Ryan Reynolds has always been really open about his relationship with his father and his childhood. I feel like this movie was kind of cathartic for him as well. It's one of his best performances as a leading man, in all honesty. I think he was really strong, and it felt like he was just so connected to this character of Adam Reed. And I'm really happy that he took this role just to show that he can do drama, he can do the quips and all of that. He can do everything. And I just really, really liked this movie. It did make me cry at the end of this, even though the whole time travel narrative was messy and ended on a really weak note. The real ending between father and son really just warmed my heart. And I also have to mention Jennifer Garner because she always plays a great mom. She really does. She just has the presence of a really fun mom, and I loved her so much in this. She was trying to connect with her 12-year-old son, and that's something only a father can do as well. So it's showing the dynamics between mother and son and father and son, and how all of that works in a family dynamic. And when one isn't really present because they're working all the time and they're trying to figure out how to balance everything, the kid sometimes gets lost and the kid sometimes feels misunderstood. But there are some beautiful emotional moments in the Adam Project that really just tie this all together in a great family movie. So throw away the whole time travel stuff. Don't nitpick the time travel aspects and focus on the family dynamic. Focus on how you would feel as an individual if you went back in time and you could talk to your 12-year-old self. Like, I think that's what's really important, and that's what puts this into perspective. It has really cool action scenes as well, but it's more of the emotional connection to these characters, and they really ground this. Even though it is a sci-fi film, I thought they did a great job with this. Sean Levy did a great job directing this as well. I do think that this is going to be one of the best Netflix films that comes out this year. It's something really special, so I hope you guys do enjoy it this weekend. I did give it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. If you guys want to check my full review, it is down below. Make sure to check it out. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.